Hi friends, good evening. Today we are going to discuss GATE previous questions that are asked from electronics part 2. Part 1 we have already discussed. So let us start with the first question. Consider the following op-amp circuit. Which one of the following correctly represent the output corresponding to the input? So suppose you are giving an input, what would be the output? So we have to find it graphically, right? So let me find out the voltage at this point here, right? So what is the voltage at this point? That is 1 divided by 1 plus 4, right? From the Kirchhoff rule, we already know in this theory we have already discussed it. 1 by 1 plus 4 into 5, that is 5 by 5, that is equal to 1. So at this point the potential is 1 volt, right? So if this input voltage that is greater than this 1 volt, right? So this is a differential amplifier. Basically a differential amplifier, that is, if you are giving a signal at a inverting and non-inverting terminals, then the difference get amplified. Now let me take the condition. If V in greater than 1 volt, right? So greater than this 1 volt, then this non-inverting voltage is higher than this inverting voltage, right? At that time the operational amplifier, it has operational amplifier, an ideal op amp has infinite gain. So this gain will go to this plus VCC, right? The output voltage is tends to plus VCC, right? Because input is greater than this 1 volt. Now whenever this input voltage is less than 1 volt, then the voltage given at negative terminal that exceeds this input voltage, at that time the op amp output become minus VCC, right? Op amp is always working between plus VCC and minus VCC because of its high voltage gain, right? So how can I draw this graph, right? So let me find out this graph. So what is the plus VCC? Plus VCC, that is 10 volt. So if I draw a graph, now let me show you the graph and then you can easily say. So this is the input, right? So this is the point where 1 volt. If less than 1 volt, then this will go to minus VCC. If greater than 1 volt, so this point is all this point, this input is greater than 1 volt, right? At that point the output is going to minus VCC, right? So as per the condition, the option A is correct, right? So this is the 1 volt point, right? So below 1 volt we have minus 10 volt, that means minus VCC, and above 1 volt we have plus VCC, right? Now let us come to another question. So here option A is correct, right? All right. Now let us come to another question, that is, in one of the following circuit, negative feedback does not operate for a negative input. Which one is it? The op amp is working between plus or minus 15 volt applies, right? So this is an easy question, right? Because if you give a negative or positive signal here, this op amp will work. But this op amp, this is a Zener diode is given. Zener diode is working only for this reverse biasing, right? So reverse biasing means it will work only if the negative voltage which we are giving here, that is greater than the reverse breakdown voltage of this Zener diode. So this also is not a suitable condition. We can't say that, right? This is the right answer. But look into this diagram. Here, if you give a negative signal here, that won't work because this diode is in reverse by. If you give a negative signal, that is in the reverse biasing, so it does not conduct, right? That's why this op-amp that doesn't work for negative half cycle of the input signal, right? But in this case, either of the diode 1 or 2 that will conduct during positive or negative, so we will have output in all half cycle, right? So this is the option C is the correct, in which um, the negative feedback does not operate for the negative input signal, right? So option C is correct. Now let us come to another question. Consider an ideal operational amplifier as shown in the figure below, with R1 is equal to 5 kilo ohm, R2 is equal to 1 kilo ohm, RL is equal to 100 kilo ohm. For the applied input voltage 10 millivolt, the current passing through R2, right? So we are giving a 10 millivolt here, right? So this is our input voltage 10 millivolt. Now by virtual ground concept, whatever voltage you are giving, that will be available at this point, right? That is we have studied in theory, right? So that 10 millivolt is equal to, now I can apply Kirchhoff rule across this loop, right? Then that 10 millivolt is equal to, suppose the current through this is I, this R2 is I, that is IR2, right? Only voltage drop across this R2 through this loop, right? Now we need to find this I, that is 10 millivolt divided by R2. R2 is given in the question, that is 1 kilo ohm, 1 kilo ohm. So that is equal to 10 into this kilo, that is again become milli, so 10 raised to minus 6. 10 into 10 raised to minus 6 ampere, that is 10 microampere, right? So 10 microampere is the answer, right? Now let us come to another question. The question is, for an operational amplifier, that is an ideal operational amplifier, circuit shown below. So V1 is equal to 1 volt is given, V2 is equal to 2 volt is given. The value of V0 we have to find out, right? So look into this, here it is grounded, right? And here we have a V1 and a V2. So this circuit, this is representing a summing amplifier, right? So we have two signals that is given at the inverting terminals. So we can add the two input. What is by considering this voltage, what is the output? Minus V01, right? Due to this V1, we have an output V01, right? That is equal to minus Rf by R1. This is my feedback resistance, this is my input resistance. So 4 kilo ohm divided by 2 kilo ohm, that is 2, into input is V1, V1 is given, that is 1 volt, plus again due to this V2 we have the output, that is minus Rf by R1, right? So this is my Rf for inverting op-amp, minus Rf by R1 into E1, that is the R1 is 5 kilo ohm. So 4 by 5, right? So minus 4 by 5 input voltage is 2 volt, right? 2 volt. So this will be the final out. So V01 plus V02, right? This is the final output due to this and this. So that is equal to, minus we can take out, and this is 2 point, and this is 4 by 5, right? 4 by 5 is some 0.8. Oh, we have a, so 8, right? 8 by 5, 8 by 5 is equal to that is 1.6, right? So minus 3.6, all right? Minus 3.6 volt. So the answer is minus 3.6, right? So that will be the output. Now let us come to another question. For the following circuit, what is the magnitude of V out if V in is equal to 1.5 volt? You are giving a 1.5 volt here, then what will be the output? So this is a direct question for inverting operational amplifier. What is output? Minus RF divided by R into input. Right, this is an inverting operational amplifier. Non-inverting terminal is grounded. Right, so that is minus 100 R divided by R into input is 1.5 R cancel. So this will be equal to 100 into 1.5, that is 150 volt, minus 150 volt. So magnitude of the output is 150 volt. Option D is correct. Right. Now let us come to another question. In the following circuit, for the output voltage V0 is equal to minus V1 plus V2 by 2, the ratio R1 by R2. Right. So output is given. So we have to solve the output first. So if V1, so due to this V1, what is the output? This is the inverting operational amplifier. So minus R by R, minus R by R, minus RF by R. Okay. So into this input, that is V1. So RR cancel. So minus V1 due to that is V01. Due to V1, the output is V01. Now let me calculate V02. So V2 is given at the non-inverting terminal. So output is 1 plus RF by R. RF is this. This is again R, right? That is RF by R by R into, right? Again RF by R is equal to R by R into this voltage. This is the input voltage here. Even if I am giving V2 here, the voltage directly applied to the op-amp is at the non-inverting terminal is, that is, suppose I can say that is V. That V we have to write here. That is V02 is equal to 2 into, what is this V? By voltage division rule, R2 by R1 plus R2 into V2. R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into V2. Right? So this part of the voltage only available at this point. Now what is the net voltage? Due to this terminal and this terminal, we have sum of these two voltage, that is minus V1 plus 2R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into V2. And this output is given in the question. What is this? Minus V1 plus V2 by 2. Right. So this value is given. Now equate the coefficient. This part and this part cancel. So instead of V2, V2 coefficient is 1 by 2 here. And here it is 2R2 divided by R1 plus R2. That is R1 plus R2 is equal to 4R2. Right. That is R1 is equal to 3R2. Then R1 by R2 is equal to 3. Alright. So option D is correct. Alright. Now let us come to another question. Consider the circuit shown in the figure where RC is equal to 1. For input signal Vi shown below, choose the correct V0 from the options. So look into this diagram. Can you say which is this circuit? This is a differentiator circuit, right? So we have already discussed in theory the input resistance of inverting operational amplifier, that is replaced with a capacitor. Then that is a differential operational amplifier. So the output is, we have studied, V output is equal to minus RC into d by dt of V in. Right. Now what is V in? V in is equal to, so look into this graph. So let me derive a relation. Vi is proportional to t. Right. Vi is proportional to t here. And its angle is 45 degrees, so slope is 1, because 1 1 is the point. So Vi is equal to t. From 0 to 1, Vi is equal to t. So this RC value is 1, that is given in the question. So 1, and Vi is equal to t means, if I substitute this V in is equal to t here, d by dt of t, that is 1. So V output is equal to minus 1 volt. So during this interval 1 to 2, what will be the output? Then that reverses, slope is negative, right? So V output is equal to plus 1 volt. right? So this will be the output. So when I plot up to this 0 to 1, we will have minus 1 volt. So that means if I draw output, that will be minus 1 volt corresponding to 1, and 1 to 2, that will be plus 1 volt. So this will be the graph. This is going to repeat. This will be the corresponding output. So which one is the option? It is negative first, right? During this interval we have a negative. So negative first, and then and interval is 1, right? So option is, this is correct, right? Option B is correct. All right. Now let us come to another question, that is, which of the following is the correct binary equivalent of hexadecimal F6C? Right? What is F? We have already discussed A, B, C, D, E, F in hexadecimal system, that is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so F representing 15. Okay, so triple 1. So this is representing 15, representing 15. If you divide with 2, that means 7, carry over 1, again divide with 2, that is 3, carry over 1, and again divided with 2, that is 1, again carry over 1, and again divided with 2, then 0, carry over 1. So this will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 15 representing, this F representing 4 ones. So this F representing 4, 1. So out of the given option, only one starting with this 4, 1. So this is the answer. And you may check 6 is representing 0, 1, 1, 0. And in hexadecimal system, for 6 we have to write 1, 1, 0. And in hexadecimal system, we have to represent 4 bits. So we have to put a 0 here. Okay. And C is again that is 12. So 12 when we are doing, that is 2, 6, 0, again 2, 3, 0, again 2, that is 1, that is 0. Okay, sorry, 1. All right. Now again 2, so 0, carry over 1. So double 1, 0, 0. We have to take in this order. So 1, 1, 0, 0. So this will be the answer, right? All right. Now, which of the following is a universal logic gate? Universal logic gate means we can construct any gate from that gate. So we have identified a universal gates are NAND and NOR. Okay, NAND and NOR. Using these gates, we can construct any gate, right? So out of the given option, NAND is there. So option D is correct. All right. Now let us come to another question. Which of the following does not represent the exclusive OR representation for the input A and B? Right? So when you simplify, you need to get exclusive OR means the output should be A bar B plus B A bar. Right? So out of the given option, which one representing that? So this is already exclusive OR gate output. So that is correct. This you may check, that is you can A plus B into, this is AB whole bar, that I can write as A bar plus B bar using De Morgan's law. Now multiply A bar plus AB bar plus BA bar plus BB bar. Now we already studied in theory BB bar is 0, AA bar is 0. So AB bar plus BA bar, that is exclusive, same result, right? So this is true, right? So option A is true and option B is true. Now look into option C, that also you can A bar, right? A bar, that is again 0 plus AB bar and BA bar, right? Plus B bar. Again this term is 0 and this term is 0. Again the remaining is, that is what is our result, exclusive OR operation. So that also true. So the only option which does not represent this exclusive OR gate is this. When you simplify this, you won't get this result, right? Never. So option D is correct. right? Now another question is the logic expression a bar bc plus a bar b bar c plus a b c bar plus a b bar c bar can be simplified to. So we can simplify this. We can take the common out, and here we have b bar c bar. So out of this common term we can take, right? So here a bar and here a bar, and here c, here c. So I can take a bar c out. A bar c out, then what is remaining? B plus b bar. Alright. And here I can take AC bar out. Okay, AC bar I can take out. What is B plus B bar? What is B plus B bar? By Boolean law, that is 1. This also 1, right? So A bar C plus AC bar, that is exclusive A XOR gate, right? If I giving this as like this, so this output is if I am giving A here, C here, then A bar C plus A bar. So this is exclusive OR gate, right? So A XOR C, right? So option A is correct. All right. Now let us come to another question. Consider the following Boolean expression A bar plus B bar into A B plus C whole bar plus A into B bar plus C bar. Right, this can be represented by a single, there is no question signal here, right? So we may delete that. It can be represented by a single 3 input logic gates identified gate is. So we can represent it by a, if you simplify this, you can write this as a simple logic gate, but input is 3, right? Can you identify that gate? Okay, beautiful question. So we have to simplify this first, then only we can say this is the output, right? So let me simplify this. So let me write this as A bar plus B bar into, so I am applying De Morgan's theorem. So A bar plus B plus C whole bar, right? So here I have split this bar and then this dot become plus, right? Plus this I can write as AB bar plus AC bar, right? Now we can again simplify A bar plus B bar into this become A bar plus this become B bar C bar, B bar C bar plus AB bar plus AC bar, right? Now let me write this as A bar into A bar, that is A bar into, so this will be equal to A bar B bar C bar, right? A bar B bar C bar, and here we have B bar A bar, right? And here we have B bar C bar, B bar C bar, and what is remaining? AB bar plus AC bar. All right. Now this here we can take A bar out. Here also we have A bar out. So 1 plus B become 1, right? So A bar B bar C bar. So this A bar plus B bar A bar. So when I take A bar out, 1 plus B bar, that is 1. So what is remaining? A bar. And again we have here this B bar C bar, and here B bar we can take out, right? Here B bar and here C bar, and here also we have C bar. So we can take this common from this. All right, then what is remaining? Before that we can take let me do one thing. So this and this cancel out, that is A bar, and from this and this we can take B bar C bar out. So B bar C bar out, then what is remaining? A bar plus 1, that is 1, right? And what is remaining now? AB bar plus AC bar. All right. Now we can take here we have C bar and C bar. Now here we can take out which one we can take. How can we simplify this again? So here I have misread term, right? See, let me erase this. Here A bar, right? So from this and this I can take B bar C bar out. Then 1 plus A bar is 1. So B bar C bar, and we have a B bar A bar here, right? That I have missed. So B bar A bar plus AB bar plus AC bar, right? Now we can take B bar out from this, right? Then A bar plus B bar C bar plus, so if I take B bar out, A plus A bar is 1, right? So B bar plus AC bar, right? Now this I can write as A bar plus, I can take a B bar out from here, right? So A bar plus C bar plus AC bar, right? So this I can write as A bar, alright? So here I am taking B bar out, then 1 plus C, so we have B bar out, right? I'm sorry. So here B bar out. Okay. Now these terms I can write together, A bar plus AC bar plus B. Now this I can represent as A bar plus, this A I can represent as A double bar C bar, right? So A I have written as A double bar plus B, and this result, that is nothing but this is A plus C, right? A plus C. So we got A plus C plus B. By De Morgan's law, I can write this as ABC whole bar, right? Now what is ABC whole bar? ABC whole bar I can represent using a single NAND gate. How? So 3 input NAND gate. If you choose 3 input NAND gate, right? Sorry, ABC, and then output is Y is equal to ABC whole bar. So which one is the option? Option D is correct, right? Alright. Now let us come to another problem. Y is equal to A B bar C bar D bar, A bar B C bar D, A bar B bar C bar D, and A bar B bar C D, A bar B C D, and A B bar C bar D. So we have to draw this Karnaugh map for this, right? So let me represent the Karnaugh map like this. So here A bar B bar, and here AB bar, and here AB, and here B bar A, right? Alright, or you can say A bar B here and B A bar, right? And here we can write as CD in the similar format, C bar D bar, and C bar D, and CD, and then CD bar, right? Now we have to identify the terms, right? Okay. Now let us identify the terms, which are the terms present in this Y expression, right? That term corresponding we can fill with 1, right? So so here I have written like this. This is A B bar, right? Okay. Now which are the terms present? A bar B bar C bar D. A bar B bar C bar D, right? So A B bar C bar D bar. So this is A B bar, and we need C bar D bar. So here we have 1, and next term is A bar B C bar D. What is A bar B C bar D? A bar B C bar D. So here we have 1, right? And A bar B bar C bar D. So A bar B bar C bar D. So here we need 1. Next term is A bar B bar C D. A bar, B bar, C, D. Here we need 1. Next term is A bar, B, C, D. So A bar, B, C, D. Here we require 1. And the next term is A, B bar, C bar, D. A, B bar, C bar, D. So these are. So which are the groups we have to select? This is the one group and this is the another group. Right. Now out of this group, which is common? Here C bar D. Here in this column we have D common. Right. And in this row both column we have A bar is common. So A bar D. Right. And out of this which is common? And for this and this column we have C bar is common. Right. And here AB bar is common. AB bar is common. So what is the result? A, B bar, C bar plus A bar, D. So this is the final output. So which one is the result? Option C is correct. You may simplify this using De Morgan's law also, but Karnoff method is that is simple. Alright? Alright. Now let us come to another question. For the following circuit, the correct logic values for the entries x2 and y2 in the truth table are. Alright? Alright. We can give the different values here. Right. So 0, 0. G, this is 0 and A is 0 and B is 0. Then what would you expect here? Here product is 0 and here also the product is 0. And in this case C is equal to 0, that is here again 0. Right, we have to identify this x and what is p value? P value is 1. So here 0 0 again 0 and here 0 plus 1, that is 1. Right, now we need to check which is our x and y, x2 and y2 here. Okay, so here it is 0 0 0 1 means here it is 0 1 means we can identify this. So here this x2 and y2, if I select 1 and 0, right, so let me check the first option. So if I select this x2 and y2, is suppose this is 1 and this is 0, alright, this x and this is 1 and this is 0, then what would be the value? Here it is 1, so this is fed to here, so this would be 1 and this is fed to here, this is 0. Then 0 plus 0 whole bar is 1, that is true, right? Here 1 plus 1, that is 1 whole bar is 0, so that also true. So this value is that is a possible value, right? So if you look in the other format, that is not true, right? So this option A is correct, right? If option A is not valid, then you have to go to the second option, right? You have to randomly check one by one. Now the minimum number of NAND gate required to construct OR gate is, right. So what is the OR gate? So we can produce OR gate like this, right? Let me choose like this, right? So if I have this A and this B, right, and here we have another NAND gate, then what will be the output? Here A dot A whole bar, that is A bar, here A bar, here we have B bar, and here this will be A bar dot B bar whole bar. This will be by De Morgan's law A plus B, right? So we require 3 NAND gate minimum, 1 2 3, right? So option D is correct. This is the minimum number. Using 2 NAND gate we can't produce this, right? Now let us come to another question, that is the final question. For the digital circuit given below, the output X is, right? So here it is A, then this is A bar and here B plus C, and this will be A bar dot B plus C, right, whole bar. So which one is the option? A bar dot B plus C whole bar. Option B is correct, right? So this is all about this gate paper discussion. In the next section we will start with just previous paper discussion. Okay, thank you.